see what this is about.
Ah, Phelps.
A little bit sick.
I was just discussing with Finbar here how well you were doing. Have a seat.
Yeah, my real name. And you can just forget all about it.
You boys have a new case. A poor Hispanic woman murdered near City Hall and left lying naked in an alleyway.
Another one.
Another naked woman, sir?
Yes. We seem to have had quite a run of them since the Dahlia fiend first struck.
Phelps is politely trying to hint that he thinks the Mendez case is hokey.
Well, young Phelps, you win some and you lose some in police work.
You're happy with the Mueller case, sir?
Over the moon, boys! The DA couldn't be more pleased with the evidence, the witness, and the lack of an alibi. Now, get out there and catch me another sinner.
Solve another murder.
You have the address?
It's the alley off Aliso between Los Angeles and Alameda.
You're kidding. The next one will be opposite Central Station.
Count yourself lucky, Phelps. Most guys would kill to land a case so close to their desk.
Yeah. It means they can pop in to hit the office supply of hooch whenever they need it.
You know, that ain't a bad idea. That is not a bad idea at all, Phelps.
Calling all cars. Citizen reports person needs help. Shots fired. Officer down. 6th Street and Lindley Place. 6th Street and Lindley Place. Unit to handle code 3. Identify.
I'll check out your channel. Okay. I'll check it out after this. So is your YouTube channel called P. Lacey? Anyway, I'll check it out though.
5 George en route to 496 Broadway. You have another assignment there, Central?
This music is kind of relaxing. At the same time, it's the type of music that make you fall asleep. We're here.
Detectives, they're ready to start the show. I'll take you through.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Brothers, Pinker?
Cause of death is pretty apparent. We thought we'd best wait for you. When you're ready.
The lacerations on the neck would indicate a great deal of force.
Kiss the blood, BD.
Kiss the blood, BD.
There's a second BD that I'm seeing.
Only 21 years old. But why the library card? Did he want us to find it?
No, not a dumb murderer wouldn't do that. It's probably a setup or something. I don't know. Another ring.
Another wedding ring torn from the finger. No skin under the fingernails.
Damn. saw this.
The evidence in the Mueller case was solid. I'm not convinced about Mendez.
Best way to get away with murder is to pin it on somebody else. I'll bet a month's salary this is a copycat.
Strangled, battered,
Yeah, we know the M.O. So does every jerk who kills his wife and girlfriend looking for a way out. He's
4 women, all murdered, all put on display, all with messages.
Mueller had no message. Look, Phelps, this is getting us nowhere.
Anything for us to go on, Mal?
Head injuries from contact with road, bruising from a small man's shoe, further blunt force trauma to the occipital region at the base of the skull. Could have been fatal, but clear signs of strangulation would seem to rule it out.
Lipstick appears to be a similar color to the other cases. I'll see if I can nail down a brand.
Oh, any more clues? Let's go into her purse. Is this her purse? No.
If she took a blow to the head like the others, she was probably unconscious when strangled.
Oh, there's something wrong here. No, that's nothing. So soft. Okay. Let's leave that alone.
May as well follow the trail.
Blood trail.
Phelps, you'll want to come and take a look at this.
Antonia. Huh. Same as the library card.
It's either he's a dumb murderer or he's really smart and trying to set me up. Where's the library card? The name? What's this? Wow, this is nothing. Does she have like a purse on her? Let's see. That's the stalking. It's a blood trail. The body. That's not her purse. Surprise. Oh, something vibrated. No, it's nothing. Yep, that's nothing. Yeah. Or is that her name? I'm trying to... Is that her name? Is that it? Let's see. Anyway. I think I've seen it all. to the library then.
We kept the area pristine for you boys. Let's check it out.
I knew I was missing something.
On it goes.
What's that shining thing over there?
House keys strung up like bait on a hook. That's got to be a code or a cipher.
Let's follow.
You think he's trying to lead us somewhere?
Probably all the way to City Hall, that brazen son of a bitch.
Where are you taking us?
Bro, this is a trap. There's no murderer that would leave this much evidence. Oh my god. There we go.
Empty. Where is all of this meant to be taking us? He clearly wants us to find these things. He's left them for us.
There you go, Phelps. We got a new M.O. I told you it wasn't our guy.
Or he might just be getting more confident.
That has nothing to do with it could, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's follow the blood. Just follow the blood. Follow the blood. What is this?
Enameled and gold-plated. This was precious to her.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna go.
Trail points up.
Another key? No.
Pulled from the finger and hung up here. What's the significance?
There we go, there's a purse there, but what is this?
Looks as though the killer was decorating with this.
Is there anything over there? Nope. Let's check out the purse.
Son of a bitch wants her identified. Mrs. Antonia Maldonado, 712 North Hill Street, downtown.
Hey, let's go. We are off to, I guess, the library. Or the Antonia's residence. Antonia's residence.
It was Mrs. Maldonado, right?
That's affirmative.
All right, so then there's a husband we should be looking for. Get him, we've closed the case.
Rusty's razor, of course. I don't want to question your tried and tested techniques, Detective Galloway. But doesn't the DA require sound casework before he'll close the book?
Not if he's got a confession. And, you know, there's ways of getting those.
I'm sure.
Looks like we are here. Antonia's residence, 1:22 p.m. Please see house key.
It's him, the cop from the newspaper.
Wait just a moment. I'm sorry. Can I help you?
LAPD, ma'am. Detective Phelps and Galloway. Does Mrs. Maldonado live here?
Yes, she does. I'm Mrs. Barbara LaPente, the owner of this boarding house. Is there a problem?
I'm afraid so, ma'am. Do you mind if we come in? Is there somewhere we can discuss this?
Of course. Follow me through to the parlor. Wipe your feet as you come in, detectives. It's this way.
Mrs. Maldonado was found dead this morning.
Dead? Oh, no. She can't be.
I'm afraid she was murdered, ma'am. We need to take a look at her things.
I can't believe it. Person seems so alive. Gone.
That is this.
Antonia's room is upstairs. Last door on the left.
Thank you. We'll be back shortly.
Excuse us a moment.
Person's so alive? Yeah, she knows something. She said upstairs. Upstairs we go.
Will you look at that? Someone's turned the place over.
This is Antonio Isabel Maldonado.
Okay, we have an address.
To my previous correspondence. on this on August 7th. I'm writing to inform that you blah blah blah. Okay. What else does she have? Someone broke their window.
A smashed window explains why the place looks tossed.
You know how I feel about windows, Phelps.
The charm bracelet wasn't among the crime scene evidence.
What else does she have in this little apartment of hers? That's it? There's gotta be more. Oh, she got Jesus in the wall. Oh. See, we gotta go question that lady. I think she knows something. What's over here? Is that our car? Nope, it's not. He's got faults in here right now. Where is this lady? I'm sure she knows something.
We have some questions, ma'am, if you're up to it.
Yes, Detective. I'll do my best.
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to hurt Mrs. Maldonado?
That rat of her husband, Angel. She was serving him divorce papers.
If I killed every wife to serve me papers, I'd be a mass murderer.
Are you being flippant, young man?
No, ma'am.
What can you tell us about Angel Maldonado?
She married him when she was 17. He was cruel to her, very cruel. She was a good girl, little on the religious side, but a good girl.
Explains the Jesus on the wall. Okay, movements of victim.
What time did Antonia go out yesterday?
She left around 9.
Do you know where she went?
No, I have no idea. She was a good girl, but she didn't confide in me.
School for institution. Ask the community. Bad cop. We'll go with that.
A nosy old hag like you knows everything about the people who live under her roof.
Yeah,
Where did she go?
I think she went to a bar. She's been drinking quite a lot lately.
This bar have a name?
El Dorado Bar. It's a Latino place on North Los Angeles Street.
That's only a couple of blocks from where we found the body.
You've had a break-in?
No! That can't be true.
That's a lie. I just saw it. I know it's not good cop.
The window's broken. The room's been tossed. You seem like the type of landlady who notices everything that happens under her roof. What gives?
Don't take that tone of voice with me, young man.
Oh, I got it wrong. Break down.
Antonia and her husband were estranged?
Yes. She moved here after she separated from her husband 2 months ago.
But Antonia still wore a wedding ring?
She wore the wedding ring and a necklace. She always wore a religious necklace. That's about all of her jewelry.
What about her bracelet?
I don't know anything about a bracelet.
Blood's talking.
In her wedding photo, she's displaying a charm bracelet.
That thing? She never wore it. He gave it to her. She always kept it in that wooden jewelry box.
Thanks, ma'am. You've been very helpful.
Pay a call to that husband of hers. Lock him up and throw away the key.
We can either front Angel, seeing as the finger's pointing right at him, or we can check out the Eldorado one.
She knows something about the break-in.
A nosy old hag? Ah! And I thought I was coming on strong with the ex-wives line.
Sometimes you have to be firm to get the information you need.
God damn it, ain't that the truth?
You don't think it's strange that all these murders are happening to girls who've been out drinking?
No. A broad drinks, she gets a bit tight, she starts mouthing off. This leads to that, and she ends up in an alleyway. It's a sad story, but this town's seen it play out 1,000 times.
Okay, I know time.
Why don't you want to see a connection here?
Because there are perfectly good real-life suspects for every one of these murders. We don't need to go looking for the monster under the bed.
Okay.
Think there's anything to the divorce angle?
I've been through 3, fellas. No big deal. After a while, you just numb yourself to the experience.
But Angel, he's a young Latino man. It would hurt his sense of who he is. He'd see himself as a failure, a woman taking control over his life.
Then she fronts him and he snaps. Works for me. That makes Angel a killer as well as a piece of shit.
That's the dispatch.
What can I get you?
LAPD. Detectives Phelps and Galloway.
Diego Aguilar. How can I help?
You worked the bar last night?
Yeah. Me and a temp guy from the agency.
Did you have a woman in here last night? 21 years old, Hispanic, drinking heavily?
We have a lot of ladies like that in here. But yeah, I know who you mean. Antonia Maldonado. What did she do?
She was murdered last night.
Oh, shit.
Do you know her well? Was she a regular?
Hell no. She was good and tight last night, complaining about her old man. It's a story you get used to working in a bar. She was so hammered last night, she left a letter on the bar. I'll show you.
Let's see what the letter says.
So, how's your tuna fish salad?
Divorce papers? Did you open them?
No need to. She was shouting about it and waving the letter around. Said she was going to show him.
Where's Antonia Maldonado? 8th day of August, 1947. Prepare her petition to the Superior Court of the State of California. For the case. Yeah, divorce papers.
Can you remember what jewelry she was wearing?
She had a necklace. Some kind of religious thing, I think. The temp guy would have more of an idea. She took the beer he served her and cried into it all night.
What time did she leave?
Can't say for sure.
That's a lie. She left well before closing. You fed her booze and took her home yourself.
Whoa, hold up. Look, I run a bar, okay? I don't know what you're getting mad at me for.
I have nothing to back that up. Fuck.
No call to point the finger like that. I'm being cooperative, a good citizen. How about cutting me some slack?
Did Antonia say where she was going when she left?
She said she was gonna serve the papers on the husband. Said that would take the smile off his face. If you ask me, she was scared. And the drink was for Dutch courage.
Dutch courage.
She attract any interest?
An extremely drunk young woman? What do you think? She managed to scare them off, though.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
No problem. Hey, get the guy, will you?
We'll do our best. One last question. What size shoe do you take, Mr. Aguilar?
A broad 9. I have wide feet.
Oh, ask her for shoe sizing now.
Say, honey, what time do you get off waiting tables?
Wait, is there a phone here?
Sam has taken me to Palm Springs for the weekend.
Out of order.
You ought to meet Joe's buddy. He's nice. Really.
A waitress. Can I have another spoon?
I came on them a little too hard, but I'm trying to solve this.
How about we drop in on the husband instead? See if your gut is right.
I'll take a bar over a husband every day of the week.
Oh, you're on my way.
Easy.
She turned around, so I put a picture inside. That's 0, that's 102. Should be upstairs. What is this? A supervisor. Nope. Let's go upstairs.
Phelps, this could turn ugly. Forget about knocking. Let's take our boy by surprise.
Hey, what the fuck?
LAPD, motherfucker, you're under arrest.
Yo, watch out. Oh, another fight scene?
I got 100 pounds.
Come on, man, like Floyd Mayweather.
What do you think?
I got
Okay, one. Beat his ass. Beat his ass. Beat his ass. Beat his ass. Someone's knocking on the door. Hold on. Pause the game. I'll be back. Alright. Oh, I got a box.
Damn. They got some decent shots in there. Cuff these sons of bitches, Phelps.
LAPD, you two are under arrest. Call for some backup, Finbar.
Galloway, badge number 564. I need a prowl car at the apartment building 330 North Hill Street. 2 suspects need transporting to Central.
Your wife has been murdered, Angel.
Antonia? Oh, God, no!
You know.
Where were you last night, Angel?
Exactly.
I was here with my brother the whole night, goddammit! You think I'd kill my own wife?
We should get the whole place a going over, then talk to the neighbors.
Let's see. What evidence
Phelps,
do they have in here?
I don't care that you just got smacked in the head. You don't call
There's
me
no way
Finbar.
you don't know anything about your wife. Come on. What is this?
Maybe if... No.
That's not it.
Just picked fruit market. I wonder if Angel gets all his groceries from this place.
No, that's not gonna help. Is it? Nope.
The El Dorado must be a family favorite.
Downtown Los Angeles. Oh, that's not a good
This will
sign.
take some explaining.
He's got blood on his shirts. Come on, man. That is not a good sign.
Maybe one of the neighbors took notice of Angel's movements. He's got no alibi. He's toast.
Wait, hold on before I go check on the neighbors. Let's see what else is in this apartment. Oh, let me pick my hat up first. I already have a hat on. Because I remember I dropped in the fight. Nope. Yo, why are you so close to me? Little patio. Okay. Let's see. Let's go right back out. Alright, let's check on the neighbors. Still heard something.
No good. There's nobody here.
There we go.
What do you want?
LAPD. We're making some inquiries.
Make it quick. I work nights.
So you weren't home last night?
No, I was at work.
You know nothing about Mrs. Maldonado fighting with her husband?
Those two? They're always screaming the place down.
Thanks.
There was a abusive relationship, I see. Let's go back.
Hey, sorry about that. I'm playing with my kids. LAPD. Were you here last night?
Yeah. My wife and I are separated, and I had the kids last night. I put them to bed early and went to bed myself.
Thanks.
Hello.
LAPD, ma'am. Did you hear a disturbance last night?
Yes. Yes, I did. Mrs. Maldonado lit out of here, and her husband ran out after her.
You saw this, Miss?
Aranda. I had the door open a crack.
Did you see Mr. Maldonado come back inside after he ran out?
No. I didn't.
Thanks. We'll be in touch.
I kept thinking you were going to call that one a nosy old hag too, Phelps. Well executed restraint.
I'm executing restraint right now, Finbar.
Is that all you needed, Detective?
I know nothing more about their business.
I'm sorry. Just trying to make sure I haven't missed anything. Him and him. So the closest to that apartment. How the hell? She's all the way down there. Nosy, but okay. We'll go with that. I'm gonna knock on everyone's door. No, I know they probably didn't hear anything. Let's go to the fruit market, whatever.
Car 11K, car 11K, come in.
Damn it!
It'll take so long to break on this thing.
Car 11K, car 11K, come in. Car 11K, car 11K, come in.
There it is.
Car 11K, car 11K, come in.
Let's see if they know anything.
Shut. Great. We'll need to come back later, Phelps. Maybe somebody here saw Antonia the night she died.
It's closed.
Car 11K, car 11 King, come in.
KGPL, 11 King, over.
11K, Captain Donnelly and Detective Sergeant Finis Brown urgently request your presence at Central. A new letter has been found.
11K, en route.
Another letter? I thought the letter was from a nut.
These letters, Brown and Hanson believe they are genuine. From him.
Now we sent another.
You know, I really hate this fuck. This Black Dahlia guy. Have you seen the body? Fucking case just gnaws away at your guts. Holly. Every prom queen from every fucking hick town in America turns up here. Where do they end up? Gutted on the fucking sidewalk.
Calling all cars. Citizen reports officer needs help. Shots fired. Officer down. 6th Street and Lindley Place. 6th Street and Lindley Place. Unit to handle code 3. Identify.
Let's investigate some people.
The captain is waiting for you downstairs with Pinker.
They're waiting down in tech services.
Where's that? Oh, there it is. Nope.
We gonna go downstairs and see Donnelly or what?
A skeleton goes into a bar.
I think his name is Phelps. I read about him in the paper.
Boys, come on in. Phelps, have you met Finis Brown?
Pleased to meet you, sir.
This information is confidential and doesn't leave this room.
The new letter was left in the back seat of a cab. The driver thinks it was put through the window and not left by a customer.
We're checking all the fares back 24 hours regardless.
Good.
Like the previous letters, it's been assembled from headlines and typed from the Times and Examiner, then glued to an envelope.
What is the other note?
This one? That's also new. A poem, hand-typed.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Go ahead. We've been over both documents pretty carefully. They've been wiped with gasoline, so there's no chance of prints.
That's the message from the Celine Henry case. Heap upon thy soul by virtue of this curse.
One of these, then be thou damned. Beholding good, both infinite as in the universe, and thou in thy self-torturing solitude, an awful image of calm power. Though now thou sit test, the hour come. Thou must appear to be that which thou art internally, and after many a false and fruitless crime, scorn track thy lag and fall through boundless space and time.
That's why we called you in.
Do you think it's original?
Not unless he's a genius.
You like this nutjob's poem?
No, I like Shelley. It was written at least 100 years ago.
Shelley? Sure, I knew that.
You see, Finis? I told you this lad was a bright boy.
Sure, but what has it got to do with the case?
Prometheus Unbound. Prometheus was a titan, a superhuman character who defied the gods to bring fire to humanity.
The Dahlia guy believes he's Superman.
Your guess is as good as mine. One thing for sure is that he's educated. What about the link to the Henry case?
He could have got the wording from the papers. As you said, he is fiendishly clever and takes pleasure in taunting us. What's happening with the Maldonado case?
We have the husband in custody. We haven't interviewed him yet.
Well, upstairs then, lads, and see if we can break him.
A skeleton goes into a bar and orders a beer and a mop.
That's why. That's what I was coming to. Thought I was coming to the police station to interview them, not talk to you.
His name is Phelps.
Now was in there, I bet you. Yeah, he was not there.
Improved your attitude, Angel?
What do you want me to say? I was with Antonia the night she died, but she left the apartment, and that was the last time I saw her.
Oh, last call.
So your wife paid you a visit last night. What time was that?
Late, around midnight, maybe. She didn't stay long.
So if you didn't kill your wife, who did? You better come up with something, Angel. This doesn't look good.
Fuck you. I loved my wife.
You're good, kid. You murder your wife and you just sit there as cool as a cucumber.
You and your wife weren't getting along. She was divorcing you. Is that why you killed her?
We fought, yeah, but we weren't getting a divorce.
I don't believe you, Angel. She'd been granted a decree nisi. She pushed you too far, and you lashed out.
I told you. I wouldn't accept a divorce.
Divorce papers. Okay. Broken window.
The judge had set a date. You were going to be paraded in front of the whole city for your cruelty to her, Angel.
Antonia. Oh, Jesus. She came in drunk, out of her mind. She doesn't normally drink. She was looking around in her bag. Said she wanted to serve me papers. Me, her own husband. So I slapped her down. She ran out. That's the truth.
What size shoe do you wear, Angel?
Size 8. What difference does that make?
We got one right so far.
When we found your wife, her jewelry had been removed. Was she wearing her religious medallion last night?
Sure. She always wore that.
Should I use my last institution? I don't want to use up the last bucket. Should I? Fuck it. Ask me. I was gonna pick that one too.
What about the charm bracelet? Was she wearing that?
You know about that? She never wore it. She didn't like the message. She kept it locked up in that box of hers.
Your wife has been brutally murdered. So how do you explain your shirt being covered in blood?
You found that? I cut myself shaving.
That doesn't look like a...
Angel, I'm not going to waste any more time on this. Give me something or I'm going to have you charged.
My brother, Hippolito, he said some bad things about Antonia last night. So I had to sock him one. We got into it.
Keep talking.
She said she came from the El Dorado bar.
And?
It's not one of my places. We used to buy fruit at the market down the street. But the creep there was always running his eyes all over my wife.
What's the name of this fruit market?
Just picked fruit. Ord Street downtown.
One last question, Angel. Do the words kiss the blood mean anything to you?
No. Sounds sick to me.
You're not in the clear by any means, Angel. You're going back into a cell. You should think about whether you have anything else you need to share with us.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to put him down to 1 round.
He locked up 2 people. Where's the other one?
This guy must have escaped from the loony bin.
Oh. It's her. Where is the other. That's the thing. No, they can't be up here. That's him.
Strips off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
Where's the other guy that we arrested? What's that room over there? Nope. I feel like I already came this way. Alright, battery was dead. There's nobody. So let's go back to the car. Check out that market again.
What's your read on Maldonado?
I still like him for it. Seriously, that line about the guy at the fruit market making eyes at his woman? Please. Yeah, we'll get to the market and the guy behind the counter will tell us he saw Angel drag his old lady off into the night. This case will be shut like all the others.
This music so relaxing. I usually fall asleep to this music too. Hopefully the market is open. Oh, it looks open. Oh.
We should go out afterwards.
He should know something. He looks like he knows something.
LAPD, Detective Phelps and Galloway.
Clem Feeney, what can I do for you?
Did you happen to see a young woman last night? 21 years old, Hispanic?
Sure, she came by last night. Why do you ask?
She was wearing a necklace?
I didn't notice.
You weren't paying attention, Feeney?
Hey, you're getting the wrong idea.
Except like...
What about a charm bracelet?
No, can't say I noticed that.
The young lady arrived around midnight?
Yeah, something like that. Used the phone for a cab and then left.
You already knew Mrs. Maldonado, didn't you, Clem?
Sure, I met her before. She seemed like a nice lady. Her husband went apeshit one day when he caught me talking to her. She hadn't been back until last night.
Where did she go from here?
She wanted a cab, but I couldn't get her one. I was about to offer to drive her, but a car pulled up and she got into that.
Something bad happened to her, Clem. And so far we have her husband as a suspect, and you. Give us something that will make us go away.
Me? You think it was me? Do I look like a violent man?
Do you mind if we look around?
Why would you want to do that?
Because we say so.
I guess you can. Don't you have to get a court order or something? I have rights.
Clem? Shh.
Oh, my bad. My bad, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit you. You know something, too. Everybody knows something. I don't even know what I'm looking for. Just looking around, I guess.
No wonder he stays open late at night. People have to get their vitamins. Check through this stuff before we get back out there.
Yep, they look identical. Uh-oh.
Why cut someone who was already dead?
It's a typical power thing. Once the stiff is dead, the creep usually feels they can do whatever they like. They must have seen it during the war.
So what are we hiding in here? This thing needs a combination.
Oh, maybe it was that dotted thing. Wait, hold on. Clues. Okay, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 5, 3. No. Yeah, okay. Why submit to your husband says that no one.
This fruit stall punk gets about 10 seconds to explain before I pull his fucking arms off. Clem!
Run. Yeah, you were gonna run. I knew he was going to run.
God damn it, get after him, Cole. I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck.
We should have grabbed him when we had the chance, Phelps.
When we had the chance, we didn't know he was our guy.
Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in close.
I'm trying.
Strange that he'd leave a trail of blood right back to his own market.
Maybe he wanted to be caught. A lot of them do.
It's almost too perfect, isn't it?
There's no such thing as too perfect.
Hit it! Clean this asshole off the road. I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck.
Under arrest, dude.
You're a sick man, Clem. You need help.
Outstanding job on this case, gentlemen. The poor woman can now rest in peace. I'll pay the fiend a personal visit myself and remind him that crime in this city does not go unpunished. When they finish with him at the receiving hospital, we'll have him up before the grand jury. I have a meeting this afternoon with the mayor, lads. I'll be sure to mention your names. Now, on your way.
Guess we saw that. Took me an hour, and he's about to take some alcohol for him. Anyway. Case closed. Case closed.
Sarge, why are the guys giving it to the doggies? They're riding in trucks, numbskull, while you're marching.
They look pretty badly beat up.
Yeah, they do it then. Scuttlebutt says it's pretty hard going down south.
We'll find out soon enough. Recon always leads. How can we fail? Skip with the Shadow leading the show. Who the fuck is the Shadow? Lieutenant Phelps, the Shadow of Death.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's a quiet fucker, Sarge. Never hear the bastard coming. You're sitting there, field stripping a cigarette, and suddenly he's there looking down on you.
Why do you think we keep saluting that Jap-loving son of a bitch? He's bad juju.
That's enough out of you three. Bad juju?
Anyway, I'm gonna end it. That. Alright. Thanks for watching, I guess. Don't do this as often, but yeah.